The daughter she was expecting also died.
He didn't ever have to pull that gun on her, ever. It wasn't called for.
Today, Young's grandmother called Grubb a bully with a badge.
I wanted to see Connor Grubb pay for what he did because it was wrong. It was wrong for him to take her and her baby out of here like he did.
And there you see him on the screen. The Neanderthal, barbaric, uncivilized individual. I wouldn't call him a human. I'll call him an individual that is responsible for the taking the life of 21-year-old Takia Young and her 25-week-old unborn baby that was in her stomach. Now, this incident happened on August the 24th of 2023. And on August of this year, this poor excuse for a human being was indicted on multiple charges relating to the demise of our young sister. Now, how did this event come about? Now, it was alleged that the young lady was reportedly stealing some bottles of alcohol from the Kroger. And this happened in Blendon Township in Ohio. And as she went to the car, and I'm going to show you the video cam footage, and also I'm going to show you a news article. But as she went to the car, one officer comes up to her window, and another officer rushes up, draws his gun, and stands in front of the car. Get the F out of the car. Get the F out of the car. The young lady's like, for what? For what? Are y'all going to shoot me? No, they said you stole something. Get out of the car. First question, why do you even have a gun drawn? Just like the grandmother said in the clip. Why do you even have a gun drawn when this person is being just charged with shoplifting? And so this guy stands in the front of the car, cursing at her, leans over the hood. Now, the lady attempts to turn her wheel before the officer even gets, she attempts to turn her wheel away from the officer and ease off. And the officer, as the car is moving, he could easily step outside of the way. But no, he leans over on the hood and fires a shot and tries to fall back like he's so injured because she literally turned her wheel and eased off the brake. There was no acceleration whatsoever. However, this officer, because he thought he was getting away with it, and unfortunately for this instance, he has been charged. And I'm going to show you the video cam footage real quick. But after shooting the young lady, then they run up and the lady drifts. She slowly drifts. Like when you let the foot off the gas, the car just goes. That's how fast the car was going after she was hit. So that shows you this officer was not in danger. They always going to say, well, they tried to strike me with a moving vehicle. Like if I was standing there and the way she pulled off, that vehicle would have brushed up against me, like I could have easily moved out the way. There was no harm. But they break the window, they pull the lady out, and they try to render medical aid. But she was unfortunately expired immediately because she was hit through the heart. Now, you watch this video footage and you tell me what you see.
Attention 29-3705 Managua, 3705. A female is hallucinating. Too much of a loss for attend.
Out of the car. Out of the car. Out of the car. Out of the car. Out of the car.
Phoenix 7 back in service, 1828.
Do not leave. Get out of the car. Then get out. No, then get out.
Get out of the car.
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 Your shots fired.
Shots fired. Stop the car. Stop. Car.
We're going to have a 44 on...
And there you see it. Within about 10 seconds of walking up to the car, the officer comes up real aggressive, tapping on the window. The first officer did. Then the second officer comes out, guns drawn at the window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get the F out of the car. And she's like, no. And she gently tries to ease the wheel away from the officer. And the officer immediately fires his weapon. Nobody can tell me that this is justified. That officer came with the intentions of harming someone. Just look at this. Look at this picture right here. Just look at this picture. Now this is a still shot. He's literally standing with his hand on the car. Like, if she does try to pull away, I'm going to be able to stop this car with my hand. Now, the car is not able to pick up enough speed to harm him that fast. She's literally turning the wheel, as you see, and she's trying to ease away from the officer, not trying to run the officer over. And you see him with his gun through the roof. I mean, through the reflection on the hood. And they have the officers blocked out. Why are they blocking the officer's face out? I'll show you the slow motion so you can see how idiotic this is. Do you see how fast that shot was fired? Look at it again and look how quick the lady is pulling off. That right there is clear-cut unaliving, and the officer should well be charged. Now, what's amazing to me is once again how the lawyers and the police enthusiasts, I would say, are going to try to justify this. Listen to this news clip. Just listen to this news clip real quick.
A police officer is facing charges a year after he shot a 21-year-old pregnant black mother who was suspected of shoplifting. A grand jury indicted the officer today for firing a single shot through the woman's windshield as she tried to drive away. CBS's Tom Hansen has the report and the body camera video.
Key word, tried to drive away. She barely got the car in drive before this officer shot her.
Out of the car. They said your stole stuff, do not leave. Get out.
Body camera video shows Blendon Township police officer Connor Grubb approached Takaya Young in her car outside an Ohio grocery store last year. Another officer orders her to get out.
Get out of the Get out of the car.
Instead, the 21-year-old rolled forward toward Grubb, who fired a single bullet through her windshield into her chest. Today, a grand jury announced Grubb is being charged
now,
with...
Y'all see that? How slow that car pulled off. And the man was already on the side of the car when he shot. So he was not in any danger. But fortunately, once again, this evil, heartless animal, and he looks like an animal right there, has been indicted.
Was being charged with multiple counts of involuntary manslaughter and felonious assault.
We're not passing any judgment on whether Officer Grubb acted properly. We haven't seen the evidence.
Before the shooting, surveillance cameras recorded Young inside the store where police suspected she stole bottles of alcohol. Young was at least 25 weeks pregnant at the time of the shooting. The daughter she was expecting also died.
He didn't never have to pull that gun.
Now, first of all, now they go with the criminalization of the young lady, showing her allegedly putting bottles of alcohol in her bag. Regardless of the fact, that did not deserve that is a misdemeanor, largely punishable by up to more than 30 days in jail in most cases. And most time you don't get time for that. But also you see the police chief saying, well, this is not an indictment of, the officers. We haven't seen the evidence. Yes, you have. You're looking at we've seen it. Everybody's seen that evidence, and that young lady should not have been treated in such a manner, as the grandmother's about to say.
Pull that gun on her, ever. It wasn't called for.
Today, Young's grandmother called Grubb a bully with a badge.
I wanted to see Connor Grubb pay for what he did, because it was wrong. It was wrong for him to take her and her baby out of here like he did.
And the county police chief says the department is taking disciplinary action. CBS News reached out to Officer Grubb's attorneys. They tell us he is waiting in county jail until his arraignment tomorrow, where he is expected to plead not guilty. Major.
Tom Hansen, thank you.
There you have it. The officer was indicted in August of this year, almost a year after he committed this act. Now, he was arrested and given a $250,000 bond, which he posted the next day. So currently he is out awaiting trial. The trial is set for July of 2025. Now, you all heard the list of charges, and so I assume that if he is convicted, which I see no reason why he should not be legally, humanely, morally, but in this world of perverted justice, we'll just have to pretty much wait and see what the fair courts of America decide. And you'll also, and you can tell already that the benefit of the doubt for law enforcement may be already in play. Just look at some of the excerpts from this article here. This is Grubb's attorneys. They say, when viewed through the eyes of a regional police officer, the evidence will show that our client's actions were justified. When there is video evidence that Officer Grubb was being hit by a moving vehicle, attorneys Mark Collins and Caitlin Stevens said in a statement Tuesday. Now, all of us who have watched that footage, and let's show it again. I do not think anybody with a logical frame of mind, a human frame of mind, considering what this officer did to that young lady, will consider that being hit by a moving vehicle. But nevertheless, even police protocol, Ohio State Police protocol, forbids officers from doing what the officer did. If a vehicle is moving towards you, the officers are supposed to get out of the way and not fire at a moving vehicle. Look at this part of the article which alludes to that. Some departments around the U.S. prohibit officers from firing at or from moving vehicles, and law enforcement groups such as the Police Executive Research Forum says Shooting in such circumstances creates an unacceptable risk to bystanders from stray gunfire or the driver losing control of the vehicle, which she did. The Blendon Township, the police department's use of force policy says officers should try to move away from an approaching vehicle instead of firing their weapons. An officer should only shoot when he or she reasonably believes there are no other reasonable means available to avert the imminent threat of the vehicle, or if deadly force other than the vehicle is directed at the officer or others. Now, I think we can see in this case that none of those criteria were met. The officer had other means to avert the imminent threat of the vehicle. And there was no imminent threat because she was not going fast. But when he seen her pulling off, he could have easily stepped to the side. That's one. And deadly force other than the vehicle is directed at the officer or others. She didn't have any gun or any other deadly force other than the vehicle. And the vehicle was not going that fast. So this counts any form of justification that the lawyers would be able to try to manipulate the system with. But nevertheless, like the grandmother said, he had no reason to even pull the gun on the young lady. Like I said, they were trying to force her to get out of the car. They didn't have a warrant. They didn't have any proof. She took it upon herself, no, I'm not getting out of the car. Should she had attempted to drive off? Of course not. But that does not justify this uncivilized, untrained, heartless, cold, idiotic, lowest scum of the earth bum, Connor Grubb, from doing what he did to that young lady. And also, the Ohio police have been under fire for a lot of other instances of, killing blacks and, children and adults as well. So they have a long history in Ohio. I have a couple of other stories that I have to get to with the Ohio police. But hopefully this will bring justice. I am, beginning to realize what people are fearful of with Trump now, with the qualified immunity thing. But once again, these police have been having qualified immunity from the beginning of time until now. So if this quote unquote makes it a little worse than it is, then I can understand certain people's fears. But I'm going on now, like what we're already seeing now. And there is no quote unquote qualified immunity right now, but it always seems that the police get off. And so this is something that we're going to keep a close look at. Probably June 2025, we'll see if this uncivilized beast gets what is coming to him. Nevertheless, 919-587-7782. Peace and blessings. Y'all have a blessed day.
From local stories to Wayne County news, get ready to dive into everything happening in North Carolina with Taylor House Publishing. Got a story to share? Shoot us an email at taylorpublishinghouse@gmail.com. If you're looking to publish your book or need some top-notch mentorship, we've got your back. Join the excitement with the one and only Richard Taylor, right here at Taylor House Publishing. Speak with Richard directly at 919-587-7782. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and invite your family and friends to watch.
From Wayne County to the Carolina coast, Taylor House brings the news you love most. Tune in on YouTube, don't miss a beat. Local stories that keep you in your feet.
Taylor House, we got the scoop. Taylor House Publishing.